On April 16, 1918, we left Camp Merritt by train for Hoboken. We traveled with all the windows down so that no one could see that soldiers were being transported. And then they double-timed us through the east end of Hoboken, where the largest concentrations of German sympathizers in the world were located. We sailed on the morning of the 17th, accompanied by a convoy of 11 other transports and the cruiser Salem. We struck the submarine zone on the 27th, and when the sub-warning sounded, we were ordered to stand by the lifeboats. The destroyers dropped 5 depth bombs alongside our ship. Half the fellows were scared stiff, and the other half were so stiff with the cold they couldn't get scared. We pulled into Brest Harbor, and after a 3-mile hike, most all of it uphill, we reached an old French army camp. This was where we were first introduced to the cooties. The place was alive with them. Decoration Day being so soon after payday, we made it a day of celebration, and not a few of the boys proceeded to tank up. We went over to Vendrevry, a nearby city, and before morning we had to form a police outfit and bring about half of the outfit back. Around June 1st, we were loaded on boxcars that climbed all night, and by morning had reached a fairly high altitude in the Vosges Mountains. On the 14th of June, we started on a march to the trenches. We dodged shell holes, climbed over fallen trees, up and down steep inclines. It was so dark we could hardly see. At the headquarters of the La Coude sector, we relieved the frogs. We were the first Americans to go in that sector. Okay, the second night, I went out on a wire mending party. It was my first time over the top. Only there was nothing to it but a little work, some crawling around in the mud and a few stray machine gun bullets. On August the 18th, we hiked back to the Fontaine sector, where we served for 5 days until the 92nd, the Colored Division, came up to relieve us. During our stay, one of the fake gas alarms sounded. It happened that Shorty Mays, Shorty died from pneumonia just after the armistice, he'd hung his gas mask on a tree. When the alarm came in, Shorty shut his eyes, held his breath, and started running from tree to tree for his mask. I suppose if there had been any gas, it would have seemed funny. But without gas, it was a side splitter. On August the 29th, we traveled by auto trucks to a French army camp at Hausonville. One afternoon, I heard quite a bombardment overhead where about a dozen planes were having a free-for-all. We were busy watching when we heard the roar of a motor and saw a plane coming over the hill. As it got closer, it swooped down and right over our section of the camp, probably 100 feet in the air. We noticed the Iron Cross in the wings, and some of us ducked, expecting a shower of lead. I was too surprised to get my rifle and take a shot at him. The plane landed about a mile from the camp with engine trouble, and those on board were taken prisoner. While at La Chapelle, we suffered our first casualty. Private Wanzik was killed by shrapnel during a bombardment. He was buried in a French plot on the front. We fixed the grave as well as possible and placed a small American flag over it. Well, this finished the trench warfare, and on the 6th of September, we left for the big event of the war at the Saint Mihiel salient.